Yeah, this is Math Guy. I'm going to talk about inequality, which have a lot of people have problem with inequality concept. So I'm going to go ahead and explain some of the difficulty overcoming this inequality. So, and I'm going to also graph the one variable graph. So start out with inequality. Inequality. I think it's with the letter S. Okay, inequality comes with 4 symbols, but let's explain this in a way that the symbol, what this symbol means. We have this one, which is less than, greater than, assuming that I have x on the left hand side. So you're always comparing left to right. So and also we have less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Okay. My student had problem in the middle of the class, middle of the lesson, getting all bogged down and get confused with these signs. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify this with the right brain thinking. So let's think of this way. Let's say you haven't eaten all day, and then you come up on a milkshake. One's a big milkshake, and the other one's a small milkshake. And you're really hungry, and you have choice. Would you, which way your mouth gonna open to? So, in saying this, the mouth is definitely open to the bigger one because you're really hungry, you know. Okay, and then when I taught this to my daughter, she drew these little Pac-Man. I mean, she and then every problem she was doing, she always drew this Pac-Man. Whatever it works for anyone, that's fine. I mean, she was little back then. But yeah, let's get this on the roll now, since we have that little picture explaining, and then let's do some problems, and then see what we can do here. Okay, so first one will be x is less than or equal to -5. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. Again, bear in mind, when we draw these graphs, there is a center with 0, and then anything right to the 0 is positive, anything negative to the 0 is, anything left to the 0 is negative. Okay, this is something a conventional way of math language. We all decided that this is how it's going to be. So left-handers will have to think opposite, I guess. Anyway, here we go. So we got -5, and we have 5, +5. And looking at this inequality sign, we have the equal to, that's equal, so that means -5 will have solid black dot. Okay, that means it's right on that -5. This is how also notation has been agreed to. So everyone knowing that this is how solid dot's going to be for equal to. And then we have to test the point test. So I'm going to test -4 1 on the right. I'm going to test negative 6, 1 on the left. See which one is true, which one is false. So I'm going to go ahead and place, because this x is arbitrary number. That means you could plug in any number and it has to be true to say that I could be able to shade that area, I mean that direction. So let's put 1 on the right one, which is negative 4, and then negative 5. Is that true? Well, negative 4 is definitely bigger than negative 5. See that? Or let's pick another one. If I pick 5, okay, that means x is 5 and negative 5. Is that whole true? Well, it should be, mouth should be open the other way. See? So this is false. Okay, so let's try 1 on the left. So x is negative 6, negative 5. Well, negative 6 definitely smaller than negative 5, so mouth is open to the negative 5. So this is true. So anything going to the left this way will be true. Negative 7, negative 100 are all going to be true. Now my section math students, they were using this type of notation, and that's fine too. Okay. So let's look at another one. X is less than or equal to 5. That's just to kind of repeat the process and get used to this problem here, this type of problem. So we got negative direction, positive direction, knowing that we have the 0 in the middle. We have the negative 5 and positive 5. In this case again, we have the equal sign. So I'm going to solid dot it there at the 5. And then again, I'm going to pick one, something easy. How about 1 on the left and 6 on the right? So I'm going to check the 1 on the right first. Or it doesn't matter which way, which order you do. But let's say x is 6. Now, is that statement true or false? Well, mouth should be open the other way. So this is false. So it is false. Now I'm going to try 1. Okay, so this time 1. And is that true? Yes, it's true. So anything to the left of it will be true. Or you could do that this way. Yeah. So far we have something less than or equal to, but next one would be without the equal. So let's try, that is going to be x is less than 1. Okay, so we're going to draw a line here. And here's a positive, and this is negative direction, and I got the 0 in the middle. Okay, so we have positive 1 on the right, negative 1 on the left. This time there's no equal sign. So I'm going to circle my 1, not a solid dot, it'd be circle. What that means is approximate area. And then, you will test one point to the right, that 2 or 3 or 5, or it doesn't matter. And then one, I'm going to go ahead and test the one on the left. -1 sounds pretty good too. So I'm going to go ahead and replace x with 2, see if that is true. Well, 2 is bigger, so mouse should be open the other way, so this is false. And then if I replace x for -1, which it is true. So I know that it's gonna go to my left. Okay, so that's one of them. And then next one is x is greater than 2. Let's look at that one. So I'm going to go ahead and graph it again. Negative, positive, and get used to putting these symbols every time you set this up. So we got 2 on the right, -2 on the left. Alright. Again, we don't have equal sign here. So I'm going to circle my 2. And then I'm going to test one on the right and one on the left. Alright, okay. So let's put 3 in place of x. Is that true? It is true. If I put 1, is that true? No, the mouth should be open the other way. Okay? So this is false. When it's false, you could just negate it like that also. Alright, so anything to the right of the circle of 2 is correct. So that should do it right there. Okay, so these are real simple graphs so far. But let's get a little bit, well, let's bring a little one notch up on this problem. See what we can do. Alright, I've been eating this hot pepper and anyway. Okay, so bear with me, sorry. Next one is, it's going to be -x and greater than or equal to 2. Okay, this is a pretty good one. Well, that x right there has negative sign in front. That means we have to turn that x into positive x, not a negative. It has to be positive. And and there, believe it or not, there's 1 in front of it. That I call that phantom one. It's identity in multiplication property. So I'm going to rewrite this as -1x is greater than or equal to 2. Okay? Now, in order for me to turn that into positive x, I'm going to do that right here again. So -x, in order for me to turn that into positive x, I have to either divide it by -1 or divide it by, time it by -1. Well, it's the reciprocal of -1 is -1. Okay. Anyway, that, and also I have to do the same thing on the other side. So 2 and -1, and my inequality sign changes to the other way. And they go, oh, wait, you know, all my students go, oh, wait a minute, why did you flip that around? Well, here's my logic here. When you have 1 less than 2, which is true, and then I'm going to multiply both of them by -1. I'm going to have -1 and -2. Now, which one is bigger this time? It's this way. So when you multiply the whole thing by -1, that's what's going to happen. You see that? So when I multiply by or divide it by -1, well, I'm going to flip that sign around. Okay? And then that means -1 over -1 will be positive x. And then keep my sign the way it is and -2. Okay, now we get this thing clear. I hope you understand this one here. So it's the graphing part now, and I'll just positive, negative. At a certain point, I will not do point test. I mean, it just kind of comes naturally after a while. But I'll go ahead and do that for now. Here's 2. Here's -2. And I'm going to check one on the right, which is 3. Is that holding true? No. 3 is a lot bigger than -2, so mouth will go the other way. I'm going to go ahead and check the one on the right, on the left, any number, which would be like, let's say -5. Any number. So -5 is less than -2. Well, apparently that is true. So, and then again, I'm looking at the inequality sign with the equal to. So everything will go onto my left. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. And the next one is let's see. 5 is so 5 is greater than or equal to -x. Well, I'm going to, well, this for left-handers will have pretty comfortable with this one, I'm sure, but as normal way of a typical way is that I'm going to turn that turn that x into left hand side and right into the number onto the right hand side. So I'm going to say -x and then 5, and then which way mouth is following? 5. So this is how you rewrite it, and it's pretty much like the problem above. So I'm going to rewrite this. It's going to be -1x is less than or equal to 5. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do that again. -1x over -1, and then here's 5 over -1. When I do multiply by a negative number, then my inequality will flip the other way. See the procedure so far? Okay, so -1 over -1 turns out to be, I like to always put that in there, to be x, positive x is greater than or equal to -5. So I'm going to go ahead and graph this. Alright, So I'm going to go ahead and look at this part right here, which is there's an equal sign to it, so I'm going to put a dot on -5, and then I'm going to go ahead and do point test, and this time I'm just going to do one on the right, which is 5. I'm going to go ahead and plug x equals 5. And is that true? Yes, it is. It's true. 5 is always bigger than -5. So when it's true, I could shade it to my right. Now, you know, you don't have to do both now. If one of the point happened to be false, then you know it's the other side. So all you have to do is, you don't have to actually check both ends. If I checked it here and it's false, then it's the other side. If I checked it here and this is false, then it'll be this side. And vice versa, if I check this side and it's true, then it's going to be this side. If my left hand side is true, then it's going to be the other way. Yeah, so, whether it's true or false, you could take your choice. So, that wasn't too bad, was it? And next one is I'm going to draw a graph and identify what it is. Okay. Well, can you tell me what that is? Well, first of all, I write X or N or A or B, as long as it's alphabet letter, it'd be fine. And then I'm going to have 3. It's a positive 3. And then I have to determine which way my mouth going to open to. So obviously wherever is shaded is my X. So I'm going to go ahead and check 4 as my X. Then 4 is always larger than 3. See? If I have 4 and 3, well, it's going to be larger there. So, and that's how you come up with that. Alright, this is just first part of it. There's next lesson, which will be one-step inequality. So just keep in mind and stay tuned. Bye.